Hey yo, what is going on, you guys? Alejandro here, and welcome to another episode of City Skylines, Austronesia. In this episode, we're going to be making our own custom asset pack, expanding upon what we built in the previous episode in the downtown port area, but now utilizing the newly released region packs. Now, to begin the expansion of the downtown, I am using the image overlay mod to overlay a layout that I have built off camera of what the downtown might look like. We are taking inspiration from Legazpi city here in the Philippines, but we are taking some creative liberties with it. We're not really copying it 100%. We are taking inspiration from the historical context, from the past, the present, and maybe even the future. From the past, taking inspiration from how Legazpi looked like in the 1940s, which they have posted a picture recently. Isn't it nice? I think I did quite a nice job of capturing the essence of that photo. But now we are taking inspiration from the present. This canal right here that we have built is the current location of Tigbo River. Tigbo River, I believe, was built to redirect the water away from the downtown because it was filled in to expand the commercial area, and is now the current location of Quezon Avenue, and beside it is Ayala Malls and so much more. We are now starting with our first few custom buildings. We have actually built some of them in the previous episode, but we're taking it to the next level with the newly released region packs. So you might have seen me there use the UK region pack, the town center buildings, and placed a roof over it. It's actually a vanilla commercial building, which I have changed the color of and have placed on top with Move It to make it have the distinctly colonial Southeast Asian look. The main aesthetic of the city are white stucco walls with red roofs, either with GI steel, galvanized iron steel, or clay bricks, red clay bricks generally. And I'm also using the French region packs and working with what we've got, and I can say that I've had a lot of fun trying to make them all fit together. I'm expanding downtown based on vibes alone, but these are mostly mixed-use residential buildings because the big commercial buildings are going to come on later episodes, especially when the newer asset packs come. I'm not yet sure what they have in store for us, but I'm holding some space for defying gravity. No, I'm holding some space for what they might come, and that's why I'm not really leaving this whole project finished so far, because things are still bound to change, but we have got to lay the foundations down early on so that in later episodes when changes come, we're not basically starting off from scratch. Now, you might have noticed as a keen observer that there have been some changes to the downtown before this video even started. That's because I did a live stream a few days ago as of recording this video, and that's where I built this I built it, but it's not finished. I started building a custom elementary school beside the church. Now, in churches in Philippines, churches typically are located near the town square or at the town square at the corner, and beside them is a monastery or a private school for the children, an elementary school. So that's what I was trying to do at the live stream. Also, on a previous live stream, I built a police station right here. I was generally feeling uninspired, and I looked at the current buildings in Legazpi as of the moment and checked City Skylines what services this city doesn't have, and I found that this part of the downtown doesn't have a police station, but the old Panginutan has a station, which is Albay, the government house, which is up north or east or west. no, basically deep into the valley. They have a police station. And yeah, if you want to catch a more in-depth look into my thought process on building and the choices that I make when detailing in the city, you can catch my live streams. You can watch them again, or you can click subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified wherever I upload a brand new episode and when I have a live stream. Okay, we just did quite a big jump there. As you can see, almost half of the entire build has been built off camera. Now, you really would not want to watch that because I had to sit through an hour of editing just the first 4 minutes of this episode, and I actually had to build that for 3 hours because I sped it 3 times, and I actually had to build it twice because the game freaking crashed on me when I finished up this whole build. But on the bright side, it allowed me to rebuild it more consecutively than I would have otherwise if I hadn't repeated the build again, because I was literally all over the place. I was like, I was figuring out it was trial and error. If you were to watch that footage, it would be just jumping from one part of the place to another. But here it's more of like focusing on this part, focusing on that part, and focusing finally on this part. But here we are landscaping. This is what it might have looked like. Just zooming in, zooming out, it's very messy, it's very all over the place. So if you want to show your support to the channel, consider becoming a patron and become a citizen of the city. You can have your own house, your own building, business, you name it. Depending on your tier, you will also have early access to videos as soon as I upload them and the save game of the city. A massive shout out to all my patrons who helped make this video possible, and I would highly appreciate it if you were to become one. But if not, that's okay. You can show your support by leaving a like, commenting down below what you want to see next, and of course, subscribing. Getting back on the video, you just saw me place down these red brick sidewalks. You might notice them located primarily on significant roads or streets. Here in the Philippines, I think near the Malacanang Palace, Jose P. Laurel Street, and some parts of Sorsogon also have this distinct red brick sidewalk, which just makes the walking experience a little bit more pleasant. And a much better way to make the walking experience more pleasant is with shade, which is a nice segue to landscaping, planting down the trees across the area. We are placing down tropical plants and foliage, placing down the baby version of the sapling version of these coconut trees and using them as ferns, and also adding in some rocks to break up the monotony of it all. And also because we're located along the slopes of a volcano. Legazpi is, but we don't really have a volcano here. We have a substitute little mountain, which you'll be seeing in the live play. And speaking of the live play, let us hop on over to the live play so that I can explain to you in a bit more depth what we've built so far. Welcome to the live play. This is now the city, the downtown so far. Yes, it the downtown feels complete. We just lack homes here and farmlands on the outskirts, but the downtown itself, the framework, where everything is all right. We just have to finish detailing in the church, the park, the school, and the other places. Anyways, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what we have built so far. Now, in the previous live stream, I have built this police station right here, which is the German one, and we have added in the red brick tiles, which you can see more prevalently across the downtown. We also have a cute little plaza right there. It has a fence here that is for protection but it's not, but it's still see-through, so it's kind of welcoming, even though it's not, because this is supposed to be a secure place. Like, the sides of it are covered with trees so that people can't spy into it. This is my first time detailing in City Skylines 2, and I had quite a bit of fun doing this. Now, this building terminates the vista, like one of the protected vistas of the city. So you can clearly see here its prominence, since the trees are placed strategically in a way which still shades the street, but it doesn't cover the building. Everything is aligned, and that the same is true on the opposite end, though it's really not, it's really not detailed yet. It's not finished. But on the other hand, on this wider road at the bell tower of the chapel, this is fully pedestrianized, a lot wider, and it's a lot more welcoming. And it goes straight into the water. Yes, people have access to the waterfront, and they also have here access to a tiny city park, which people like to just stand on. But it's nice. Look at that. You have like I don't know if this is a lighthouse, but I will be placing more of these like pointy buildings with these double roof, because this reflects, this is kind of Indonesian, Javanese. Yes. Alright, now I think we have covered this place quite well. Let's now move on over to the side. Let's go clockwise. On the right side, we have here another vista. It's really not the vista, it's just more of an experience. The narrowness of Market Street, or Akinistilian Lane. I have to rename these places again. Look at how narrow this street is. This is just a one-way street. I've chosen the 4-meter width so that it would have like road markings here on the side. But if it's 3 meters, there's no road markings on the side, like these corner roads. And here we are at Plaza Rizal. IRL, this is a plaza. And look at those gorgeous French buildings. I really love how these have turned out. I love this angle right here. Gorgeous buildings. And the red tile roofs, or actually orange, just tie them all together. Look at this cute little dog right here. That's nice. This is where our plaza is going to be the main gathering space of the whole, the main gathering space at the downtown. We have here the chapel. This is, I think, a government building, and more commercial and homes. Yes, and speaking of commercial spaces and homes, this is the waterfront. Yes, here are our custom buildings that we have made. Look at that. Look at the shapes, the silhouettes of these buildings. Very 1900s, very colonial, it kind of feels Filipino, Southeast Asian. It distinctly feels like colonial Southeast Asian architecture, because all of the region packs that have been released, they were imperialists. The UK ones, look at that. That is just the biggest empire of all time. The French one, they are still an empire, like all across the world. Really not an empire, you wouldn't consider it an empire, but they are. If you show people a map of France, all of the islands are included. Germany, I don't think they have that much colonies in Southeast Asia, but the Dutch, like looking at these red bricks, it's giving Dutch. It's just giving Dutch. So it's an amalgamation of different things. As I've said, it takes inspiration from the history of Southeast Asia, but the road layout is Legazpi City, like through and through, especially this part. Okay, I think I've explained this part now. Let's go clockwise again to the right. Here is the slow, gradual sloping down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 stories. The main commercial buildings are located on the main roads, and this tiny little lane here, this is Market Lane. This is supposed to be Market Lane. We have here a firehouse, because there's been lots of fires spreading around this part of town. There's actually a firehouse here, just that small, but in City Skylines, I used the French ones. I tried to use the ploppable ones, but I wanted to make it functional. yes, here are gonna be like terraced housing. I think they should expand more out into here and then just become single family housing and then farmlands all across. That might be what the next episode might entail. We can never be too sure. Yes, just smaller businesses. These are just vanilla assets that I have recolored once again. And let's turn to the right. Oh, by the way, this is going to be where the central station is going to be. I've already laid out prospective sites, but I believe it would be here in this newer land. Ignore the notifications. Turning right, this is the school we have built in the live stream. I'm not really 100% satisfied with it, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Sometimes we just gotta be satisfied with things even though they're not perfect, because the more we strive for perfection, the more we are dissatisfied with everything. Anyways, just mixing these French high school courtyard extension assets and the police garage extension assets. The extension buildings have been a game changer, and I would like to send a quick shout out to Koshik for creating this mod, allowing us to have access to these buildings extensions without terrain conforming issues. If I can just show an example here, yes, the terrain does not adjust, but it does extend, the building does extend upwards. So that's that. Let's just bring that back. All right, let us see. Have I forgotten anything else? I've also expanded this wharf road. It's going to follow across the entire waterfront. It might be widened, it might be not, who knows. But yeah, I think exploring the city in first person is the best way to experience it. I mean, I could spend time creating beautiful cinematic shots of the city, but a first person experience of the city is still something that is quite special. And if you guys want to experience the city for yourself, you can hop on over to my Patreon and have access to my latest save games, including this one. Probably this one first. This is my first save game that I will be publishing for those who want to visit the city. And yeah, I think that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. This has been Alejandro, signing off. Bye!